Dallas Goedert agreed to a pay cut for 2025, but can he put together the type of season that allows him to cash in afterwards? Maybe Josh Sweat situation there. Coach Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott picked up key weapons at wideout this offseason, but have either helped close the gap on the Eagles and the NFC East. And we look at the odds for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Can Jahad Campbell become the first Eagle to ever win that award? Hello and welcome into Birds Huddle, presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. Along with Barrett Brooks, I'm Ashlyn Sullivan, and Barrett is back from his vacation, and he missed some big news. Big news happens when you go on vacation, apparently.
I see. I go down to, the Outer Banks, go fishing, out there with my guys, Tony. My guys, appreciate you. I had a great time, Outer Banks, catching tuna. Blue Marlin, you name it, we got it.
I love it.
My guy Pimpinelli.
Yeah.
Pimpinelli, hey, I had a great time.
Dallas Goedert wants you to go on vacation more often because he gets new contracts when that happens.
Well, that's huge. He's back. I need him back. At the end of the day, he is our third target. And when healthy, you'd hard find a better player than he is at the tight end position.
Yeah, we're going to talk much more about it. It's time now for our three-point stance presented by Toyota. Number one, Dallas Goedert is going to cash in after the 2025 season. We know the Eagles restructured his deal for this coming year. It took a pay cut from more than $14 million down to $10 million for this upcoming season. That's exactly the route Josh Sweat took last year. Then he cashed in for $76 million for the Cardinals. So the question is, can Dallas Goedert do the exact same thing where he gets a big-time contract, maybe with a different team after this season?
Yeah, in order for him to really go out and really execute that, he's going to have to be on another team. The Eagles just can't afford to keep those type of numbers, especially on the offensive side of the ball. On the salary cap, we're talking about guys we have to pay going in, young defensive players that are going to have to get paid. And he understands that, but he also understands he wants to win. Because he could have just been like, no, I'm not having it, and they had to cut him. But he understands what his value is to this team and what he can bring to this team, and they know what he can bring to this team. So why not run it again? Give him an opportunity to go out there and show how really good he is. And the biggest thing is that he can stay on the field for all 17 games. If he can do that, he can definitely make himself a lot of money, to upwards of $19 to $20 million. You look at the top tight ends right now, they're making $19 million. I'm looking at Trey McBride, $19 million a year. George Kittle, $19 million a year. He's close. He's at 14. He was at 14. So, he doesn't. But he likes being on a team that's very, very good, probably the best team in the NFL, and he's one of the cogs to make this whole thing go.
Right, and I remember with Dallas Goedert, the knock on him was always going to be availability,
yes,
but leads the Eagles in receiving yards in the playoffs last season. I think it's almost unrealistic to think that he can play 17 full games this upcoming season. He just is a guy that doesn't stay on the field for the full season. So I'm curious how many games is it going to take for most likely another team to believe, hey, he's worthy of this big-time contract.
Well, man, he's got to cross his finger, cross his toes, cross whatever he needs to cross.
Be in the cold tub.
Sure. You got to take care of your body. And when you play a physical game, you're going to get injured. And hopefully he didn't have any, major injuries where he's going to lose a significant amount of time. I love Dallas Goedert. I love the way he's played, what he brings to the table. The tight end's the quarterback's best friend. He can dominate in the middle of the field, and you see run after the catch, that's when he flourishes. He is a top tight end in the league, and he wants to get paid to be that way. Yep. He's a Super Bowl champion. It's hard to go take a pay cut when you just won a Super Bowl, but he did it because he wants to stay here.
Yes, worthy of a new contract, that's for sure. And now to number two, the Eagles are still clearly the class of the NFC East. Yes, the Commanders and Cowboys made big offseason moves. The Commanders traded for Deebo Samuel, Laramie Tunsil. The Cowboys' big move came yesterday when they traded for George Pickens. The Commanders, to me, have closed the gap much more than the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Commanders are going to be very competitive with this team, especially with Jaden Daniels on his rookie contract. But Barrett, the question is, how close are they actually to the
You know what? This one a few times where I say I'm gonna go with Dallas, and I hate that.
What?
I hate that I've said that, but yeah, I think Dallas bringing in George Pickens brings Dak another weapon, and this will be the best quarterback that Dak plays with. I understand what you're saying. The Deebo Samuels in that Washington offense is a gadget guy that can go out and do a lot of things. Put him a running back, put him a receiver. Is it a deep threat? No, but George Pickens is. And him, alongside of Dallas Goedert during the season, I think this is a great combination for them to go out there and push the ball down the field. Offensive line-wise, at this point, Dallas, that's what they invest in. They invest in offensive linemen. And they went out and got, Tyler Booker from, an Alabama team that, don't really have really good offensive linemen lately, but I tell you what, he's pretty good, even though he's only given up 3 sacks. But they just happen to be to our guy. You know what I'm saying? 3 sacks to our guy. So I think Dallas is kind of trying to sneak up on us slowly but surely, you know. But CeeDee Lamb on one side and George Pickens on the other side, those are some deep threats that we got to look at.
It's a good pair, but I feel like they have still so much farther to go to be a contender in this division.
They still suck, yeah.
I always thought the Commanders were close, but when you look at this division and the talent, at least on those 3 teams, and hey, the Giants doing work as well, to me, this is the best division.
No question. This is by far the best division in football. By far, you know, and just like you were saying, you know, another thing you got to look at when you look at those teams is the coaching. It's a better organization from top to bottom in Washington than what's going on in Dallas. So that's a big key on why they're going to be successful. What they're doing down there is a rodeo show in Texas, so that's going to be hard for them to get it back and be as good as they need to be. But I tell you what, they're a well-organized run machine up in Washington right now. You know, from the ownership on down, they're doing pretty well.
They got a lot of momentum, that's for sure. And now number 3, safety will be the Eagles' best roster battle. Barrett and I are already excited for August in training camp. The starting spot opposite Reed Blankenship is presumably up for grabs. Sidney Brown is entering year 3, but the Eagles also drafted Andrew Makuba in the 2nd round just 2 weeks back. And Barrett, this spot up for grabs. Sidney Brown, I never felt like was a solidified starter. Credit to him, he's worked hard, but this is Makuba's job to lose.
You know, I mean, he fits what they need from this defense, and what he brings is that versatility to be that deep safety. He can go back there and play center field and be the last line of defense, so nobody can throw over the top of their heads. You can now put Blankenship in a more of a hunt and really use his his gamesmanship out there on the field. And Blankenship understands where he needs to be and how he needs to get there. He diagnoses plays very well, and Makuba will definitely give him that opportunity, being a guy that can play behind. Sidney, I mean, he's got to come to play this year. It's all about athleticism, straight line speed. I mean, he's a dog. I mean, he's the dog. He won't come out there and knock your head off, And sometimes he's got to slow down a little bit, just to get the game to flow in front of him, because he might overrun a play here and, get into a spat here with another player or something. If he can calm down this game, this would be, if you find fewer great athletes like him that you have to tell to slow down. Most guys just say, hey, man, let's get it going. You don't have to tell Sidney Brown that. But sometimes he goes a little too fast and not opportunistic, all the time, but sometimes you just got to play at a level in which you're reading, redirecting, and being able to be a great player out there. And he's going to learn. He's definitely going to learn that.
Right. And Sidney Brown, all you can ask for is an opportunity like this.
Absolutely.
And he's got one. And the conversation is still very much out. Justin Simmons, could he come and join this Eagles team on defense for the safety role? To me, if they were going to do it, I feel like they would have done it already. Maybe they wanted to see what they did in the draft, but this is still a conversation. Maybe it works out.
Yeah, and his closeness with coaching staff that's already on the coaching staff. He's played for these guys pulling the defensive side of the ball. So is it a possibility? Never say no, especially with Howie Roseman back there, with the pen and, what he's orchestrating back there. Yeah, and the checkbook, yeah. The owners, gives them carte blanche. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I think they have enough talent. It's going to be a great battle. I can't wait till we get out there.
Oh, we're going to be there with our clipboards, our visors.
Right.
Catch us there. Time for the playbook presented by Supercuts. When we come back, Barrett breaks down a pair of offensive linemen drafted by the Birds, Cameron Williams and Miles Hinton. Which one has a better shot to stick with the Birds? And we'll look at the chances Jahad Campbell can win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Plus, today is Lane Johnson's 35th birthday. We'll discuss the All-Pro tackle's place in Eagles history. This is Birds Huddle, presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL.